Jeremy, do you see any missteps?
Thank you, Tristan.
Have you seen any missteps by the prosecution so far?
I think they've done a very good job. They've been very thorough already. And again, they're using all the extra pieces to corroborate Michael Cohen, who's going to be the big show of this, and making it that it's not all on his shoulders. And even if he's a liar, and even if he's a bad guy, even if you wouldn't want him to date your daughter, your cousin, or your sister, doesn't mean he's lying. He's telling you the truth. He doesn't have an agenda other than his anger and his frustration. But at the time when this happened, his agenda was Donald Trump's agenda. And why? Because Donald Trump told him to do so, period.
Quickly, Tristan, any missteps that you've identified at this point?
Not really. And the thing is, I do think that Blanche is about to walk into one, though, because I think that for him to make a big deal out of this lack of a signature, in my view, it cuts both ways. It also shows that they were covering it up. They didn't want Donald Trump's famous, well-known signature on this document. It would have given away who the heck David Dennison is. And if he tried to awkwardly sign David Dennison, that would also just... So they just figured the safer course of action was for him to not sign it at all. I think it actually cuts the prosecution's way as much, a little bit more than it does on the defense side.
Interesting. So. Yasmin, they're talking now about a phone call with Michael Cohen. Tell us more.
They are. The behind-the-scenes conversations, guys, is always really fascinating to me, both the night of the election, also following the election after they found out that Donald Trump had actually won back in November of 2016. At one point, there was a text message from Keith Davidson to Dylan Howard of the National Enquirer on election night 2016 saying, "What have we done?" And then a text from Dylan Howard to Keith Davidson saying, "Oh, my God." Davidson was asked about why he said, "Oh, my God." And he said it was kind of this gallows humor, as he said. There was a lot of surprise amongst the broadcasters and others that Donald Trump was leading in the polls, and going on to say, "We thought about how our activities may have in some way assisted the presidential campaign of Donald Trump." Then they talked about, Anna, and this is really fascinating, a phone call between Keith Davidson and Michael Cohen after they found out Donald Trump had won the election. And the phone call essentially went like this. I'm going to have to leave out some expletives that were said in the phone call. He said something to the effect of, "Jesus Christ, can you blanking believe I'm not going to Washington after everything I've done for that blanking guy? I can't believe I'm not going to Washington. I've saved that guy's blank so many times you don't even know." This is Davidson on a phone call that he had with Michael Cohen while he was shopping at a department store after the November 2016 election. Again, all circling back to Michael Cohen, who is going to lead as the star witness for the prosecution. Really just fascinating kind of behind the scenes conversations that were happening with these three individuals that orchestrated this payoff of Stormy McDaniels and Karen McDougal.
So, Jeremy, I'm watching your reaction as she's reading this. What's going through your mind?
Powerful. What's going through my mind is actually, believe it or not, is Lloyd Dobler in Say Anything, as he holds up his boombox and he's blasting that song. If I'm Josh Steinglass, I'm holding that up. What have we done? What have we done? And we did that, and we knew we did that, and we knew we were trying to impact the election, and that's what this is all about. It's not Michael Cohen, it's not David Pecker, it's Donald Trump, and I'm holding that up. What have we done? We know what we did. We know what we did. We circumvented the law to help the former president, or I keep on using that term, Donald Trump, to become president, and in fact, we were successful, period.
They keep coming back to Michael Cohen being the central character, the through line in this entire conspiracy that is alleged here. And the Washington Post, though, has made a point about the testimony, and that is what they've elicited from the witnesses essentially gives the impression that no one likes Michael Cohen. One witness saying the moral of the story is no one wanted to talk to Cohen. Davidson comparing him to the excitable dog character in the animated movie Up, constantly distracted by random things, particularly squirrels. Tristan, is this clear dislike of Cohen emerging in the trial problematic for the prosecution's case?
Look, it's not ideal, but on the other hand, as Jeremy was pointing out, look, if you want to get the boss, then you actually have to you need to get the people that were close to the boss. And the thing is, I don't know that it necessarily matters whether the jury likes Michael Cohen. They just need to believe him. in the confines of this case and with the corroborating witnesses and evidence that we're going to see. And as Katie pointed out, it's like, look, the emails, it's hard to find a lie in the emails. Like, it's hard to find a lie in the recording, et cetera. It's the corroboration of Cohen, and it's whether you believe Cohen, not whether you like him.